Look at this huge oak tree. This is a vestige of the colonial past right here. This house is a colonial house, but it doesn't have colonial sculpture in the yard. There's metal sculptures here, and I don't know if these people are artists or collectors. Look at those big old shiny magnolia leaves on that tree. This is a historical marker in front of the big colonial house with a sculpture. It's called the Farm. Farm stands on a 1,020-acre tract acquired by Nicholas Meriwether in 1735 and later owned by Colonel Nicholas Lewis, uncle of Meriwether Lewis. Meriwether Lewis, you remember, was the two Lewis and Clarks that went out west for Jefferson. A building on the property likely served as the headquarters of British Colonel Bannister Tarleton briefly in June 1781. 1825, Charlottesville lawyer and later University of Virginia law professor John A.G. Davis purchased a portion of the original tract and engaged Thomas Jefferson's workmen to design and build this house. It is considered one of the best surviving examples of Jeffersonian residential architecture. Major General George A. Custer occupied the house as his headquarters for a brief time in March 1865. Okay, this is the house that was designed and built by Jefferson's workers, and it's the original colonial building. Notice the sculptures in the yard. This is a large cemetery in downtown Charlottesville, and an old one.
Oh, I can see it.
Sycamore tree with climbing ivy, and the knot, and the little hole, and then a whole wall of dead vines. And look at the white limbs. I don't know the name of this cemetery. Not only is it surrounded by ivy, it's being soon be covered by ivy unless it's pruned back. This railing is getting a bit in need of repair, it seems. All right, now how we get further we get up the hill, the more the higher the headstones become. Confederate soldier, 1861 to 1865. Commonwealth attorney for Albemarle County from December 1870 to March 14, 1911. Really nice white marble tombstone. All right, this is looking towards downtown Charlottesville. That's where the courthouse is, and the park there with a statue of Stonewall Jackson that they want to banish from the sight of the public. 1894 and 1931. But look at this one. Mason Minor. Yeah, that is a pretty elaborate one there, isn't it? Made out of granite. This is the back side of it. It has stained glass in the orchid, and also has a vine growing in there. All right, now look at this one. Paul Agnew McNeil. He died in 1902. He was not very old. He was 18. Look how this thing is carved out. And some of these have broken off and tumbled. Look at the fence. Now this person, I can't tell who exactly here it is. Looks like Earl, or earliest, died in September of 1777, aged 52 years. Horace Jones is born in Fluvannia, July in 1835. He died in 1904. Major in the Confederate States Army. Pickett Division. Teacher 50 years. Erected in loving memory by his old boys. Could be his school kids, or it could be his members of his unit. Born in England, Newcastle on the Tyne, and he died in Ivy, Virginia in 1883. Look at these little houses right here, downtown. Kind of some unusual headstones there, the big block, and then there's the arch. David Mickey, born in 1771 and died in 1840. Look at this old rotten tree. Power line. Somebody must have knocked this one off. Look at this one here. This has got ivy on it, carved on it. And it's got ivy around the base, and it's got this little urn, I guess it is. She opened her mouth with kindness, with wisdom, and her tongue was the law of kindness. Leela. This is like a tree. John Timberlake. Look how they carved it at the bottom here. That's really nice. Maplewood Cemetery is where we've been. It's Charlottesville's oldest public cemetery, established in 1827 on 3.6 acres, and was once part of the Nicholas Meriwether land grant. This is the house that we saw with the sculptures in it. The cemetery is the final resting place of many notable residents, among them Charlottesville benefactor Paul Goodloe McIntyre. Charlottesville was a Confederate hospital, had a Confederate hospital. And a dragon. Is that the wrong way? What is the wrong way? This would be the first Presbyterian church in Charlottesville. Now look at this fence with the crystal quartz topping it, and they cut down a big tree, and there's room for a little tree now to grow up. These are old residential houses that have been converted into law offices, and look at this mottled plant here. And this is a pretty old one right here too. It's a law office. Look at the sleeping porch up there. There's some more. There's a whole line of these old houses close to the street. This was the ritzy section of downtown Charlotte. It's kind of unusual design, or I think this might have been an addition on this end because the brick looks different.
Yeah, it's just concrete.